Let's go!
Well, good morning, everyone. Today on this show, I'm going to just say this right now. If you are struggling, if you need motivation, if you're looking in the mirror and you cry, you need to right now take a look at this episode. We have Granville Mayers from Mike. Where's he from? Throw it out there.
Granville Mayers from Mississauga, who is an amazing, amazing athlete. He's actually someone who has 14 world records. Yes, 14. We're going to get into that. It was an amazing, amazing podcast talking with him about what it takes to succeed, what it takes to push beyond your limit. And man, we were motivated. I think after this, we were ready just to go and do some burpees and kettlebells and just start moving.
I've lost over 150 calories just listening to this episode. What could you lose? Next on Starting in the Six.
What could you lose?
Straight out of the T-Dot.
That's what it is.
Live from the 6 boroughs.
Don't go nowhere.
For sure. Welcome to Standing in the 6 with your hosts Michael and Constantine.
Hey.
Well, good morning, everyone, on this beautiful Friday morning. We got today in the house Granville Mayers. And Granville is from Athletic Leaders Fitness Boot Camps. And we also have, which you can't see, Tristian Mayers. And here's the key word for the day, Mayers.
Yes.
Because Christina is the link to you. And Christina is one of our wonderful, wonderful personnel. And her brother Kyle, and then I'm finding out today that Nathan now is in the mixture here.
Yeah,
I'm like,
constantly didn't know Nathaniel was related to you guys.
I had no idea.
Yeah, they just
no
had the
idea.
same last name.
That's crazy. Mike, are you related anyway? Or that is just crazy. But man, I'll tell you, Granville, when Christina was, we were talking about this, I think early in the week, right? Talking about, just talking to potential guests, and then she mentioned you, and then I started to dive in,
right,
and kind of read about you. And one of the things that I really liked was there was an article in the Star,
right.
And what was the title? I love this title. Okay,
Yes.
it said Mississauga Granville Mayers might be the greatest athlete you never heard of. I mean, what a title, eh?
Yes.
Just to kind of go right into that.
Until now.
Until now, yeah, exactly.
Title.
Yeah, until now.
And that's a buddy of yours, right? Who wrote
Yes,
that?
Morgan Campbell. We went to high school together.
Yeah.
We played on the same football team.
That's a great piece
ran
what
track
he did.
together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I know. So look, it's not every day you get to sit across a world record holder. So we were talking about how many billions of people? Christina, how many billions of people in the world? Yeah, just at least 7,
Yes.
right? And you have a couple of world records.
Yes.
Which is nuts.
It really is.
Right?
It really is.
You know, do you have a world record?
Not that I can think of right now. I don't think so.
That's actually a good question. If you could choose, if you could be known in the world for something, what would you want to be? What would you want to hold the world record for? That's actually a good question.
That is a very good question.
What would you want to be known like?
Yes.
The Guinness Book of World Records turned to, page 74. Constantine has the world record for.
I'm gonna deflect that question because I just don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, it's amazing to be able to do a certain thing that nobody else can do. You know what I mean?
Your world records. You have how many right now?
Okay. Well, I just had a meet Sunday, so let me think. I'm thinking.
I love it.
Wow.
Is it
This
14?
is about 14. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
14 world records.
Yes.
Okay, so not even a world record.
Wow.
14 world records.
Wow, and I can't think of one.
Okay.
Pathetic.
Now are they all related to powerlifting specifically?
Yes. These are all. I'm amateur because I'm a drug-free athlete. So,
Yeah.
I could go pro, but I like that I get drug tested because a lot of people don't believe me. So then they see that I do get drug tested and I'm 100% clean.
Okay,
I don't have anything against lifters who choose to do that, but for me, I like to go drug-free.
Wow. Okay, so are you saying that the distinction, like amateur means you're drug-free?
Well, technically, yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's been a few amateurs before who have tested positive, but it's like a sin. If you know you're on something, you kind of know which category you should go into.
Interesting.
Right.
So the pro game means that you actually have some type of booster.
Yes.
Interesting.
Technically.
Wow.
So for me, like, I've been strength training my whole life. Powerlifting has just been a 3-year journey.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I've always been strong. But just 3 years ago, I was at a barbell certification, and we did our testing, and I did really well. And just talking about powerlifting, it piqued my interest.
Yeah.
I was in Prague, Czech Republic.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, when I go home, I think I'm going to look into a powerlifting meet and just see how I do. And wow, it's almost 3 years, and I've probably been in about 14 meets in 3 years, which is a lot. Some people just do 2 a year. My first year, I was so hooked. I did 6 meets.
Yes.
in 2017, I did like 6 meets in 1 year.
So let me ask you this question: when you're saying that,
Okay, so 14 meets, 14 world records.
yeah.
Well, yeah. So in a
Yeah.
3-year journey, it's been great.
So when
Oh
you
my
say like
goodness.
drug free, for example,
Right.
is the notion that something like a steroid, for example, right?
Yes.
And obviously that is something that you've never tapped into.
Right.
Genetically, have you always had? I mean, obviously you weren't like this when you were 6,
Right.
but when you were growing up,
No, there's some 6-year-olds have 6 packs.
What- you know,
I had
what you
I've always had a pack.
right?
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Have you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, see,
Sorry.
and I've never seen my pack ever. And it's pissing me off now saying that.
But it's there.
But it's there. It's there. And the fact of the matter, it is there. And I believe in faith that it's there. The fact of the matter is that you obviously have fantastic genetics.
Yes.
At what age did you recognize that, man, these other kids, you know,
You know what? I'd probably say grade 8.
so grade 8.
I started dunking, and I'm like, I wasn't as tall as I am now.
You were
but I'm
dunking
like,
in grade 8.
I started dunking in grade 8.
Wow.
Okay.
And track was very natural to me. So, you know, after grade 9, I was like, okay, I ran track, played basketball, volleyball, soccer, everything. But I was like, man, I'm pretty fast and explosive and powerful. And it started from there. I remember back
And this is without you even exercising or
without even
nothing at this
training
point.
or
Wow.
anything, just the God-given, we call it Mayers power, you know,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Mayers
Wow.
strength,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
Mayors
And-
power, I believe that.
My best memories too are like, one is long jump at Centennial. You know, just jumping out the pit and everybody going crazy. They're like, oh my gosh, this guy jumped outside the pit. So,
Wow.
you know, and back in the day in the 90s, we had the Toronto versus Michigan, and I won the slam dunk contest in
I
92,
remember that.
93. So everybody was like, yo, this football guy just came in and won the dunk off. And, you know, it was great because guys like Gary Durant,
Gary Durant.
Gary Durant's my boy. We were
Yes.
going toe-to-toe back in the day.
Okay, and
Kirk Salesman.
another physical specimen.
Yes.
Do you know Gary Durant?
No.
Oh,
he,
man.
he won the UCLA dunk off.
Yes.
Jumped over Dick Vitale.
Yeah.
He
Wow.
jumped over him. You don't know him?
No.
Okay.
You got to YouTube it, man. It was
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
Kirk Salesman, guys like that. Like, we had some good times. I played ball. I was a football player. I wasn't the best basketball player, but I was really athletic. So
Right.
people knew, get out the way. He's going to dunk on you, you know? So
Yeah.
there was a lot of power.
You know,
I remember those Toronto, Michigan.
Yeah, those were some classics.
Yeah.
It's-
Iverson actually played in
Yes.
that as a high school player.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that was at Maple Leaf Gardens.
Yes, and there was what's the other place? It's not around anymore. Oh man,
The
it's
stadium.
Yeah, like no, the soccer. Oh man, UFT practices there now.
Okay.
Varsity.
Varsity Arena.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I still have the posters in my house.
Wow.
Yes,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yes. Older brother and sister.
And are they as explosive genetically as you?
They're gonna hate me for this. No. But you know,
Yeah.
like
One's an accountant and the other.
Wow, man.
Okay, so grade 8. Look, now, there must have been a time before that. Were you just that kid that, like, no one wanted to play tag with?
yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's
Yeah.
there must have been other exploits where it's just like,
Yeah.
you know, Granville's playing tag. Forget it. Sucks. Okay,
Yeah.
he can't be it.
Right.
Okay.
I thank my parents because they put me in soccer from like 5 years old, and I'm like, that's Peter Bartolotto and this my other coach Julius. I can't remember his last name, but those guys got me started.
Yeah.
From those days, I knew I was faster than most of my teammates. But the way they trained me and the things we did back in the '80s, that was the whole start. Playing soccer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Crazy.
Okay, so it's a good base.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Footwork. You can run forever.
Right.
Okay, so you're dunking in grade 8. What is? I mean, you have so many accolades physically. I think what's fascinating about your story is what your buddy wrote about in the Star is that just you could kind of do anything.
Right.
You were just gifted.
Yes.
Did you always look at it that way? And did you maximize it, or did you rest on that?
Let's get to this story.
Yeah.
So, I wasn't the man I am today. I was a spoiled athlete. And why I say that?
Ooh, I never heard
I
that
was
before.
spoiled. Coaches told me I was greater than. I'm not gonna say greater than Jesus, but they're like, Granville,
Right.
you don't have to practice. You don't have to do anything. You could have a bad attitude. Like, the coaches made me think I was bigger than life.
Untouchable.
Wow.
Right? So I had the most potential. I had every Division I school come to my high school, Woodlands, which was not known for football.
Yeah.
And even the counselors were shocked. They're like, Granville, why would you want him? I'm just keeping it real. And they're like, he has such a bad attitude, which I did because I was spoiled. And, like the article in the Star, it means a lot to me because just because I didn't make the NFL and do some of those things everyone thought I was going to do,
Right.
it was a blessing in disguise.
Wow.
And I changed as a person. It was a long journey, but who I am today, I don't regret it because, one, I've trained thousands of people, thousands. I'm changing people's lives. I train young athletes. I teach them about attitude. I teach them about alcohol. I teach them about women. I teach them about all the things that I wasn't told, right? So I can save a few guys, and I didn't go pro, but now I could play a part in them going pro.
Amazing.
It's amazing. I've had people lose 200 pounds,
so a
100
true life
pounds.
coach.
Oh, yeah. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
Like, this is why I call myself a coach. Some people call themselves trainers. I call myself a coach because I really care.
Yeah.
I want to help thousands of people. And, some bonuses. Tristian Thompson's been at my gym, loves kettlebells now.
Yeah.
But my all-time favorite story, Big Daddy Kane coming to my gym. Okay? My favorite rapper, him and Jay-Z are my top two, but to have Kane come to my gym.
That's crazy.
And then myself and Josh Finley, a.k.a. Juice, we went to the Kane concert that night. He had us backstage.
Wow.
We talked till like 6 a.m, talking hip-hop and stuff. Like,
How did that even happen?
well, Josh is a Twitter guy. So Josh would always be on Twitter. And he's younger than me, but we have the same taste in music.
Yeah.
And he'd be reciting all these Kane lyrics, and he'd put it on Twitter. And then I guess after a while, Kane's like, who's this cat from Toronto like that knows all my stuff?
Yeah.
So him and Josh started talking.
Crazy.
Yes.
Wow.
So then a few years ago, Kane is coming. So he says to Josh, hey, I might just have to come look you brothers up and learn about these kettlebells if I come to Toronto.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. So one day it's a Saturday. I'm at my house cleaning up and stuff. Like, Josh calls me, but I didn't answer. He's calling me like a million times. Like, why is this guy calling me? He's like, yo, check your phone. I go, what? He goes, look at the picture. Oh, man, this guy has Kane in his car. He's driving Kane from the airport.
Goodness.
He's like, meet me at the gym in an hour. So I went crazy. I'm like, oh, my goodness. So Josh and Kane end up at the gym. We taught him kettlebells for a few hours. Then we just had enough time to go home, clean up, and meet him downtown. And it was crazy.
Wow.
Like, I never thought in my life I would meet Kane, but then be on a level like I could DM him and he's going to actually
Message you back.
message me back. I could email him.
Yeah.
Scoob, his dancer, who I know from way back in the day. Like,
Yeah.
I have his phone number. We talk and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it was crazy.
Wow.
Like,
Is he now lean, Daddy Kane?
Right? Exactly.
You know what I mean? He runs
I
a
was doing
risk.
his meal plans for a while and stuff too.
Really?
Yeah, he's a vegetarian. But yeah, he was he couldn't believe how good the kettlebells made him feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever kettlebelled?
I don't think I have.
Listen, there's no guesswork with kettlebells.
Right.
You either have or not.
No, what I mean by
Yes.
done a workout,
'Cause
like I've done like some like stretching with them. Like I lift them up to get my shoulder going and stuff, but not
Have you done a kettlebell workout?
The only one I can think of is when you hold it together and you slide it under your legs and throw it back up in the air.
That's a kettlebell swing.
Yeah.
The only thing though is probably 70% of people doing them are doing
Doing
it
it wrong. Yes. Probably causing injury.
Yes, they're like, oh, my back. It's like, yes, because they haven't been taught how to do it correctly. They just think you pick it up and just swing it between your legs.
Yes.
But it's a lot more than that.
Right.
Yes.
You know, and it's funny that you mentioned about doing things wrong. When I'm at the gym, I've been working out for years.
Right.
But you also see people that have been working out for years. They can be
Yes.
working out wrong
Oh,
for
yeah.
years, right?
Yes.
And then you see them, and I see sometimes I'm like, what is that guy doing?
Yes.
He's like, he's actually going to create some injury right
for
now.
sure.
And
Sometimes it makes some really funny videos.
No, for sure. And
Someone always like discreetly films.
Yeah, and they end up on
guy.
that gym
Yes.
F-free video.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But I find there's a lot of gym etiquette where you just don't go up to the person
Yes.
because they're going to be like, "Who are you to tell
Yeah.
me how to work out?" And that's why I never kind of like
Right.
do that to anyone.
Just sit back, film them, and then post.
Yes. I found a lot of people in the commercial gym. It's a little bit of pride or ego.
Yeah.
Even if you go and you're being polite about it, their ego's just going to be like, "Nah, I don't need your help. I'm good."
Right.
I'm
Right.
good, bro. I don't need a squat.
Right.
Right?
That's
I need
crazy, man.
A spotter. I mean, I don't need a spot. Okay, so I say this: you need to do a kettlebell workout.
Okay.
There's-
Oh, for sure.
For some reason, what I love, there seems to be a recurring theme on the show is that someone brings up something that they could do.
Right.
It somehow finds its way to Constantine. And I get all these ideas
Right.
of you walking into these new experiences on camera.
Right.
So I think one day we'll set up,
Yes.
maybe we'll go to Granville's gym
Yeah.
For sure.
and put him through a punishing kettlebell.
Definitely.
The reason why I say that you'll never forget your first kettlebell workout.
That's for sure.
Because your body speaks.
Okay.
It's probably never like the constant duress of a kettlebell is like you either hate it or love it.
Oh yeah.
Am I right
Definitely.
in saying that?
Crazy.
And if you can learn to love it, oh man,
Oh.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
There's never a point where it's just kind of like easy.
Right.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, just to kind of like really push this off, because I know you're going to push that. You obviously do a lot of great things, and when it comes to like competitions
Right.
and record breaking and all that, do you have a YouTube channel?
I do. I need to. It's called Athletic Leaders, but I need. I got caught up in just doing Instagram.
Yeah.
But I really need to get back on
Man,
YouTube.
because I would like just by hearing some of the stuff, I would
Right.
subscribe
Right.
to kind of catching that,
Right.
especially with the knowledge base. I mean, even your stories and
Right.
all these things. I think people need to hear this, man.
Yes.
It's pretty amazing.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's so much more. I have so much more to give. I want to help as many people as possible because, like, I know so many people going to the gym and they're not getting results. Maybe they just need a program. Maybe they need to learn the right nutrition, but they're going to the gym and they're getting zero results.
What do you think the number one reason is that people go to the gym and they don't get the results? I mean, I'm going to use me as an example here.
Right.
I go to the gym 4 or 5 days a week.
Right.
Okay. However, I know that my eating is a big playing factor
Right.
in the basically the overall,
Definitely.
final
big
product,
outcome,
right?
yeah.
The
Final
outcome, yeah.
Yes.
But to me, there's this mentality that I'm going to go to the gym for 2 hours. I'm going to work. I'm going to do cardio.
Right.
And then you'll have someone else that goes in for 20 minutes. He does a super high intensity workout, and his
Yes.
results are completely different, right?
Yes.
So, in your opinion, the masses, what do you think is the number one reason why people fail in the results that they want?
Because they think it's all about cardio.
Okay, speak to
Nutrition,
that.
one,
Speak to
but
that.
The reason I'm going to say this, everyone thinks, I just do cardio. Okay, just doing cardio, and you're going at depending at the pace you go, but how are you going to burn the fat?
Right.
Imagine you're on a treadmill, you could watch TV or read a book. You didn't push yourself. Your
Right.
heart rate didn't go up.
Right.
But imagine if you do weights and you don't rest a lot, how many calories you're going to burn. Or even the best thing to do would be lift the weights, then do some conditioning after.
Right.
Like sprints.
Right.
Or some burpees. Something that's going to get your heart rate up.
So, cardio is kind of almost a waste of time.
Yes. If
Wow, man.
I'm going to tell you, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
cardio, just doing cardio can make you put on weight. Especially if it's at a slow pace all the time.
See, my wife tells me that it makes you feel when you do a lot of cardio, you burn a lot of calories, your energy, so you get hungrier.
Right.
So your body's not saying, "Give me more." I need to restore back the energy loss of calories, so you eat more.
Yes. You know what I've also found? I'm just going to keep it real.
Yeah.
People think they go hard, but they don't.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah. 40 minutes on an
Yeah,
elliptical
like
while they're watching Sex in
thank
the
you.
City. Okay.
Well, if you can do that, just try to give me 30 burpees without stopping. It's not going to happen.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So I tell people, my gym, I don't train my clients like I train me. I'm a little different. I go nuts. But for people that come to me, especially beginners or anyone, I'm going to teach you how to get results. But like walking on a treadmill, doing a pump class where you got a 5-pound barbell is not going to cut it. I'm
Right.
sorry. Like we all could lift more than that, but like people have to get their knowledge right. And here's the thing. Everybody could afford a class if they really want to. How much money do people spend on food? So some people instead, they want to go to the $10 gym, but they spend $500 a month on food, but you're going to that $10 gym
Right.
and not getting results.
Right.
Right?
Right.
My gym guarantees results in 3 months or your money back. And no one's ever asked for their money back. But even so, like, even if you can't go to my gym and you work out on your own, you got to push yourself.
Yes.
So many people are just so comfortable in not going hard, but they think it's better going than doing nothing. No, we don't have time to waste.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're not getting results in the gym, you need to reassess your program. So how the one thing I talked about first was cardio, but the second thing is you're not on a proper program. You're guessing, oh, let me go on YouTube or some, not to say YouTube doesn't have good information, or I saw this guy on Instagram doing this,
Yes.
or I see these people in the gym doing it. You're not on a proper program.
Right.
You need to be on a program.
Right.
Not just, oh, today I'm going to do this, tomorrow I do that. If you're not on a proper program, you're just guessing.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean-
by design.
Yes.
It needs to be something
To
strategic
the
and
results
planned.
you want, to your goal, specific to you, that's what you need.
Right.
But a lot of people, they're just guessing.
Okay.
That's what they do in the gym.
So there's that about working hard, pushing it, grinding it, getting into that.
Yes.
I guess activating the fast twitch, the slow twitch fibers, I
right,
guess.
exactly.
But it's also the diet as well, right? That plays
100%.
into effect.
You can't out-train a bad diet. Like I tell my clients,
wow.
you have to clean up your diet. Like some people are like, you have no fun. You don't drink. You don't get high. You don't do that. I said, that's me. That's what I choose to do for myself. But for them, I'm like, cut back on some of these things you're doing.
Yes.
Drinking pop every day, drinking alcohol every day, fast food, it's not healthy. When you come to me, I'm trying to get you to do a lifestyle change.
Yes.
Not just, oh, I'm going to go to him for 3 months. And no,
Right.
this is a total lifestyle change. I'm not saying never drink alcohol, but maybe drink once a week, not
Okay.
every day. Maybe you have fast food once a week only.
Right.
You have to clean up your nutrition.
What about you? Do you have a cheat meal?
I do, but I'm pretty bored. Like, I love cheesecake.
Okay.
But like my cheat meal, I love the Beyond Meat burger. I don't eat red meat, but
Yeah.
A&W Beyond Meat,
Yeah.
wow. I'll eat like 3 of those on my cheat meal.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm just a chicken, small portion of rice, vegetable type of guy. I could eat the same things every day.
Yeah,
and
I'm,
Right.
the
it
same.
works for me.
I'm the same.
Wow.
Yeah, the same thing.
Yes.
Peanut butter and jam. Had it
Yeah.
almost every day as a kid.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Is there a transformation? Because you said you trained thousands
Yes.
of people, and I know that you're known for transforming
Yes.
people's lives.
Right.
Like, is there one that you'd like to talk on that just
Sure.
that is just memorable or for
Well,
whatever reason?
This is one of the, there's many, but like, and sorry to all the people who've been transformed. This is just one I'm going to talk about. I love you all.
Yes, yeah.
Josh Finley, man. This kid was a club promoter, still is. Unhealthy lifestyle, drinking every day, eating bad. Got to a point, he's about 5'6", but he got to like 240 pounds. So one of my trainers from the past was at a club, and they just started talking fitness. And she's like, you need to come meet my coach, Granville. Just come once. And she's like, just come once, see if you like it. So he comes in, we meet, we connected right away. I'm like, I like this kid. He's cool, you know?
Yeah.
And wow, 3 months later, 70 pounds of fat gone.
wow.
No supplements, nothing, just hard work. I got him to get rid of the alcohol, get rid of the fast food. He went from the weight, I think he was about 240, and now he walks around at 155, 160, but I'm talking a big bare belly, everything, to shredded.
Wow.
People
Wow.
thought I had him on steroids, all kind of nonsense. I'm like, no. I changed his mindset, and we trained hard, and he cleaned up his nutrition. 240 to like 160 ripped. His before and afters are on YouTube and my Facebook. Like, people didn't believe it was true. They're like, it's impossible. But he wanted it that bad. 70 pounds of fat
That's
gone.
crazy.
He still kept the weight off 5-6 years later. His total life has changed.
That's amazing.
It was like, it was crazy.
Well, I've heard that before. I used to do back in the day Insanity.
Yes,
Okay. And
yeah.
also did P90X.
Right.
Beachy bod.
Yeah.
You're such a
exactly.
beach bod
Exactly.
guy.
Insanity messed up my knees.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Because of all the heavy pivoting. But anyways, I did lose a lot of weight.
Yes.
Doing that, and it was the beginning transformation for me.
Right.
However, one thing that I always, even though I did do it, I didn't get the results that they advertised, right?
Okay.
And I ate very cleanly, or at least I thought I was eating very
Right.
clean, and I was working my tail off.
Right.
But to hear that 3-month window transformation, to hear people discredit that and say there's no way,
Right.
it's not like it's completely out of the blue. It is hard to believe that because it's a total transformation.
Right.
You got to get a lot of things connected. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I think that's the key. You got to know the formula. It
Yes.
can't be like 6 parts of the formula. You got to have the formula.
Right.
intact.
One thing I'm big on, my cousin could tell you.
Yeah.
One is just reading books, but mindset. I get in my client's head and I tell them you have to change your mindset. If you change your mindset,
Everything changes.
anything is possible.
Right.
You know, so he changed his mindset. He listened to everything I told him, and I'm telling you, we made it happen. But he had to change his mindset. He had to get rid of those bad habits. But
They say stinking thinking.
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
you know, it shows you that even what you're talking about right now, you can apply that to not only in fitness,
Right.
but anything.
Anything.
Your mindset has to be there. You want to start off that new
100%.
business, your
Yeah.
mindset has to go there. And you
Yes.
got to put in that time and
You
work.
do. You do.
You know what I mean?
Growth mindset. Sometimes a lot of us have a fixed mindset in a lot of things. We might have a growth mindset in only what we like, but
Right.
if you can change your mindset, I'm telling you.
Wow.
I wasn't a nice guy before, man. I was cocky. I'd get drunk. I'd probably beat you up or something and
Yeah.
do some really silly things. But
Right.
got to a point where I'm like, Granville, stop this, man. And it's even funny, when you're an athlete, people will walk in my office and they're like, whoa, did you read all these books? I'm like, yeah, you should see the books at home. But they think like you're a meathead. They're like, oh, I didn't know you read. I'm like, yeah, I've read
Yeah.
thousands of books.
Yeah.
Thousands.
So speaking on books,
Yeah.
what could be one book that you would recommend that could literally set you on that path and change right now?
Man,
If you can think of one.
there's so many. I'm going to say Relentless. Tim Grover. Not just you find out a cleaner, there's a closer and a cooler. You want to be a cleaner in everything. I'm not going to spoil it, but Relentless changed my life.
Okay.
In business, in everything. You just, no matter if you like something or not, it's the end result that matters. And you have to be willing to put in the work.
Okay.
Sometimes when things weren't going as well for me in my life, I'd say, Granville, imagine if you put as much energy into your business or your relationship or other things as you put into your lifting weights, you'd be a happy man.
Wow.
So it's put the work in, but not in just the things you like. Powerlifting, oh man, I'll go nuts. So I said, why don't you do the same for your business? Why don't you do the same for everything else? And when you do that,
Yeah.
you'll be surprised, because sometimes you think you're going hard or you're doing things, but you're not doing anything, right? But I'm like, if I can accomplish all these things in the gym or in powerlifting or in the strength world, then there's no reason why I can't be that $100 million coach. As long as I just have to put the same work that I put into the training into my business.
I'm going to ask you this.
Right?
I need some coaching. So for me, I always considered myself personally an elite athlete.
Right.
I was gifted. I could move.
Right.
I could scale buildings. I could
Right.
jump. I could kick a soccer post. I
Right.
could dunk at my height, everything.
Right, that's amazing.
Yeah. And then at some point when I got out of organized sport, sport died.
Right.
So I was all team. Everything was
Right.
team. Captain of almost every single team I was on. I
Right.
set a blistering pace. As soon as
Right.
I was on my own, I didn't have a family anymore.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I went to the gym and I just lifted and I
Right.
lifted.
Right.
And it became about just, late 90s, early 2000, just
Right.
bulking.
Right.
So I bulked. People thought I was on steroids.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Mhm.
Okay.
Exactly.
But at some point, my body got tight.
Right.
And then I started getting injured. When I started going back to the ball court, started getting injured.
Right.
Tendonitis in my wrist, tore my
Right.
rotator cuff.
Right.
So actually, May of this year marks 10 years that I've not played basketball.
Wow.
Okay. And I know
Really?
it's from when my daughter was born. Tore my rotator cuff in the UFT league.
Right.
I have not been on a ball court. I have
Wow.
not played. I've not passed
I
the
didn't know
ball.
that.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's been
man.
10 years, which is crazy for me
Right.
because everyone knows me as a baller.
Right.
Part of the other thing with that is because I wasn't now playing any sport. I've not
Right.
played any sports. I've stopped training
Right.
because I've not needed to train for anything.
Right.
So that I've kind of lost that. So slowly my body is just because I'm not moving,
Yes.
not using it, slowly losing
You
it.
lose it if you
Yes.
don't use it. Yes.
So, case in point, a couple of days ago here, we were doing interviews in an office, and seated for a long time. I got
Right.
up, my back seized on me.
Right.
Okay, but I had all the other things pointed towards, and it's I guess I've not been good at paying attention to my body.
Right.
So my back seized on me just because of lack of strength.
Yes.
Okay, my abdominal muscles aren't strong. My back
Right.
muscles are always tight from
Right.
standing long periods of time. I'm at a point where I'm like, I'm tired, man. I'm young. I look young.
Right.
My kids looked at me the past couple of days like I look like an invalid.
Wow.
True story. I'm at a grocery store, and I see an older gentleman. He's maybe 50 something,
Right.
and he's walking with a walker, and he has his 15-year-old son trying to help him get around the grocery store.
Wow.
He's not his dad's not old,
Right.
but and I don't know what the gentleman's health was, but you can see that he didn't have any quality of life when
Right.
it came to that. I happened to be with my 2-year-old, and if you add the math,
Oh yeah.
in 13, 14 years,
Right.
I don't want my son
No.
pushing me around.
Exactly.
You know, and I say that because I full well know someone could be an elite athlete today,
Right.
and because of an accident or just a sickness or something, their life could change.
Right.
I put, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? For me, I've always embraced abusing my body.
Right.
When I came across CrossFit, loved CrossFitting.
Right.
Anything that was just ultra abusive to my body, I
Right.
thrived in. Because of time and just life, I've just slowly, training has evaded me.
Right.
Okay, and I don't know my why for training.
Okay.
I know at the core, I guess it needs to be just to have a quality of life.
Yes.
But I guess I'm kind of in a funk where, when I think back, being an elite athlete, what I could lift, push, what I could do, I'm so far from that.
Right.
That I think maybe just the early steps of just doing something simple every day has evaded me.
I think like a good start for you would be working on your mobility.
Okay.
And flexibility. Just start moving again, right? Before, when I was younger, I didn't care about flexibility, mobility. I'd be like, whatever.
Yeah, that was me. I never
yeah,
stretched. I
right.
never stretched
Now,
nothing.
I'm going to be 45 in 2 weeks. I'm telling you, before I train, I'm warming up 20, 30 minutes. Some of the younger guys laugh. I'm like, laugh now. I used to be like you guys. We need flexibility and mobility. In order for me to lift the weights that I lift,
Yes.
if I didn't work on my movement, I would get hurt. I'm lifting a lot of weight. So
Right.
if you're stiff
Wow.
and you just lift and you don't work on your mobility, you are going to be in a walker, or you are going to have some knee and hip replacements. Like, now that I've smartened up as a coach and even for myself, mobility and flexibility are huge. Mobility a little bit more. I don't want to be too flexible.
So what does that mean for someone like me? Mobility. What do I do?
Stretch, man.
Like, you get a foam roller, start foam rolling, but also like, there's some moves you can do. You rock on the floor, like opening up your hips, lie on your back, your feet, bringing them to your head, moving. Like, you got to warm up your lower back,
Wow.
your hips, everything. I'm certified in flexible steel, so I learned a good mobility routine there. There's also something called OS that teaches you a lot of movements and things too, but like
Flexible steel.
flexible steel,
Okay.
yes. Because I'm not the most flexible, but years before I got certified with Strong First and learned about this, I was athletic, but I was that guy. If I ran a 40 or I'm pulling my hamstring,
Yeah,
right?
same.
So now my mobility and flexibility has improved a lot. I was strong and athletic, but he's hurt all the time. That's another reason why the NFL and CFL didn't really work out. They're like, this guy runs a 4.2, but he's hurt all the time. So, you run full speed. Oh, Granville pulled a hamstring again.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
back then, it's like, you couldn't tell me to stretch or warm up properly.
Yeah.
You have to learn the hard way.
Key.
Oh my goodness.
Man, look, you said you're turning 45.
Yes.
So I'm 41.
Right.
Okay, and Mike's just hit the baby age of 40.
Nice.
Okay? Yeah. So one of the things that I know is, as I get older,
Right.
the things I used to do, I
Right.
no longer can. Okay.
Right.
The other day, I went to the gym and I was late about 10 minutes.
Right.
So the guy already goes ahead on his bench press. So I went, don't worry, I'm going to get right into it. Didn't stretch it, right into the bar.
Right.
And I went to go do a lighter weight, but I
Right.
felt like the best way to describe it is starting a car in minus 40 weather and
Yes.
just trying to go.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I stalled. And I'm like, oh my God,
Right.
I can't do this.
Yes.
It's because of stuff like that,
Not warming up.
not warming
rushing
up,
into
that
it.
I've developed some sort of osteo
Right.
on my shoulder right now,
Yes.
right? So the stretching part you're talking about,
Yeah.
I need sometimes 10 minutes
Right.
solid of
Yes,
just
for
warming
sure.
up before I can even, and I know that is helping because by the time I get into the third or fourth set,
Right.
it feels proper. Meaning as
Yes.
in now I feel like complete
Right.
range of motion, which means
Right.
I'm not warming up yet.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And even before bench, I always do my proper warm up, but then I get a band because it's loosening up my shoulders and my upper back. And like, if I don't have the time, I won't train. I'll never rush my training, and I'll never miss the warm up.
Wow.
Lessons learned from 30 years of training.
Yes.
Right.
Man.
See, that's key, man. And I think that's the number one reason, or maybe that's a big reason why so many people can get thrown off in the gym, right?
For sure.
An injury comes in because of how they were doing it,
Yes.
and then it's, man, if I get back in, how am I
Right.
going to do it?
Right.
This is interesting stuff, man.
Man, yeah. So this is what I do right now.
Right.
So I'm an actor. If I get a role, sometimes
Right.
I have to do a fight scene. I'll go and I'll train for 2-3 weeks.
Right.
I'll jump in a gym. I can gain 10 pounds muscle mass very quick.
Right.
Go in. I'm tight.
Mm-hmm.
I'll output for the shoot, the fight, the sprint,
Right.
whatever. I pull something.
Yes.
Literally, the next I did a 5-minute fight scene once on camera. Next day, I couldn't walk.
Wow.
Like I literally could not walk.
Oh man.
I found a Groupon, went to a Thai massage, and then I literally Epsom salted for the first time.
Yes.
In order to just to get on set the next day. Like it
Right.
was almost an emergency. Like I
Right.
felt like I almost had to tell my agent,
You can't do
I
it.
can't do this. I actually, because I couldn't walk,
Right.
right? So, but I haven't learned my lesson. I and in between shoots, I'm not training.
Right.
Okay. What do I got to do just to start? I feel like I'm at a place right now. My body feels like I'm 65 right,
Right.
now. I do not feel good.
Right.
I don't feel good where I'm at. But I need to get started with something. My first thought is to jump in full fledged because I've
No.
done high performance.
Right.
I don't know.
I would recommend.
I don't know the low floor. I'm not
Yes.
good at the low floor.
So you're gonna have to change your mindset, right? Because right now you can't do what you used to do. For now, you got to do some body weight. You have to. Mobility is going to be number one, and just start with some body weight, some push-ups, some pull-ups, some squats. Strengthen your core by doing planks, bird dog. Strengthen your lower
Yeah.
back, but don't go in too crazy. You just need to start moving. But I think you should do body weight only for like the first month. And believe me, calisthenics are great.
Yeah, I love
They,
body
they
weight.
play a huge part in my training, like pull-ups, muscle-ups, dips, all that stuff. I love that.
Right.
So for you, I would start with movement and body weight, but you have to start doing something now, because first of all, I'm trying to get. I have a men's class now, but I'm trying to teach men.
Yes.
We have to take care of ourselves, especially the dads.
Yes.
I don't like this dad bod thing. I'm like, forget that.
Yeah.
Let's stop saying it's a dad bod. That's what I'm like, guys. I'm gonna help you get rid of that, and please don't accept the dad bod.
Yes.
Yes.
And two, just men don't like to stretch. They don't like to be mobile. But when they see me, they're like, oh, he's a big, strong guy, but he works on all this mobility. So now they'll
Change
do
your
it.
thinking.
So
Change your
I'm
thinking.
changing how they think. But
What's the stretching look like? What type of stretching?
Well,
Before and after, or
before and after, I don't stretch cold muscles. So Joe DeFranco came up with this great warm up. It's called the Limber 11. You can Google it.
okay?
I do that warm up before training, and I'll stretch after. But never stretch cold muscles. It's a mobility warm up. People like when my clients will come in and start stretching. I'm like, what are you doing? No, mobility warm up. You stretch after the workout.
Interesting. Okay.
Because we were taught even in school you stretch first, but no. So
Wow.
you don't want to stretch cold muscles.
So
Wow.
stretching, pushing,
Yeah,
all that.
You got to stop that.
So what would because right now I'm
I've
mind
never
blown
heard-
right
I've
now.
never heard
Yeah.
this
I'm-
before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would be like, for example, one or two mobility style workouts you would do before you start working out?
So I go on the floor, like on all fours,
Yeah.
and I start rocking back and forth. That's going to open up my hip and lower
Yeah.
back. Then I'll do like some leg swings. I'll do some bird dogs. That's opening up, working my lower back and glutes. Like
Now, what about for your shoulders and stuff? What would you
I
do?
remember the band I was telling you about. Overhead, some face pulls, behind. Like those are the type of
Really?
things. Yeah, I'd never stretch cold muscles.
So why? Why don't you stretch cold muscles? What does it
So
do?
if a muscle's not warm, or imagine something that's just cold.
Yeah.
it's gonna break.
Right.
But imagine if it's a little warm and the
Yes.
blood's flowing. It's a lot different.
It's pliable.
Yes.
Would that be the same if you did a light jog for like 10, 15 minutes? So would that?
That's better than stretching, but you want to get the heart rate up and stuff, but I would more, it's all about the mobility.
right.
It's
Interesting,
mobility
man.
is key.
So interesting.
Yes. So,
Okay,
that's-
so just start moving.
you have to start
low
moving.
resistance,
Yes.
which is your own body.
Right. Because
Okay.
imagine in my gym, if you don't have a good body weight squat, you're not allowed to do a kettlebell or even a barbell squat. If you can't squat with just your own body weight, how am I going to let you squat with a bar or something
That's
heavier?
right. Exactly.
But
When
we're
are
probably
you
not
op-
going to see that at a commercial gym. But that's why people have to do their research,
Yeah.
Right.
right?
When are you opening a gym on the east side of Toronto?
Yeah,
Everyone's
man.
asking,
Like,
Hey,
please.
if it's-
Whenever I find an answer, it always seems like it's on the other side, man.
I would love to, but I would need help because there's only one me. I would need to find someone with the same knowledge or that I could train to to give the people in the East what I give in the West, or I have to find someone to run the gym in Mississauga, and I start the Toronto. But I'm blessed right now that I have about 20 people that drive from Toronto to my gym 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So, but obviously it would be better to have one here. But for now, there's people at Scarborough.
Yeah.
There's some guys that live downtown, like
Where are you in
Ajax?
Mississauga?
I'm on Eminent Court. That's like 5 minutes away from Square One.
Okay.
The good thing is it's right off of Mavis. It's not too bad, the Mavis exit.
Are you like staffing wise? Do you have other instructors?
I do. Right now there's myself and 2 others.
Are you open Saturday?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm getting an idea.
Yeah. I also do a men's class every Saturday at 7:30 because I know a lot of men during the week they're busy, but especially dads. They can get up at 7:30.
Of course.
So I put them through some stuff, and then I also tell them, guys, I know you're too busy to go to the gym, but here's a body weight workout you need to do twice a week. Send me a video or something because I need to know you're doing
You did
it.
it. Oh, nice.
Right.
That's good. Homework.
Yes,
Wow.
like I honestly, there's so many people that need my help, so I want to help them.
Yes.
As long as they're willing to help themselves,
You know what?
I'll do it.
I need to see you at least to set the course.
Definitely.
My schedule is crazy,
Right.
but I got to make some changes.
Yes.
And even
And
if
your
it's eking
dad?
out, yes, of 3 kids.
Yes. So
And they keep getting bigger.
and you have
my
to
daughters keep jumping
see,
on
and
me.
you have a daughter
Oh
or
my
2,
goodness.
so you need to be ready for when they're teenagers.
Saturday 7:30 a.m.
7:30.
Mike, I mean, listen, we're dads, right? Why
We're dads.
Why don't we?
We're dads.
Look, I'll
We're
tell you.
daddies.
I'll tell you one of the big things for me is so like again, 40-year-old, my kid's 13,
Right.
kid's 11, Mike's kids
and
are
they're big
very
kids.
similar.
He's got
Yeah.
big kids.
And what I don't want to be is, I don't want to be that dad
Right.
that cannot function with them physically
Yes.
as they get older. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I want to still look at my gym. I got 9-year-old guys
Right.
doing laps, and their
Yes.
health is great, and they're
Yes.
perky.
Right.
I want to be that person.
Oh, for
90.
I want-
sure.
90. Okay?
Really?
Yes. And I want to be that person that is there physically.
Right.
It's not just about the physical, about
Right.
the eating, because
Oh,
I want to be able to live past 75.
Yes,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
I want a
True.
long life,
For
right?
sure.
So to me, it's key. And like obviously, looking at you, man. I mean, you do have a very good physique, man.
Thank
I
you.
mean, can I be? Can I look like you if I work hard?
You can if you put the work in.
So cute.
There you go,
can.
man. Yeah, I mean,
So here's the thing
Can
too.
I look like you?
So, you know what? The thing for me,
yeah.
it's cool, but I kind of don't like it because that's just not me. But I don't like when I go to like Chuck E. Cheese or somewhere with the kids. I don't want to be the only fit dad. All these men come up to me. No, but I mean this in a good way because
No,
they're
I
like,
know, I
they're
know,
like,
I know.
oh my
Saying.
gosh,
Yes,
how do
yes.
you do it? And I'm like, you have to find the time because there's a lot of men and I guess they just feel like, oh, I'm a dad now. Who cares? And I'm like, no, that's not true. So when these men come up to me,
Yes.
I'm like, you can do it. Find
Yes.
the time.
Chuck
Wow.
E. Cheese.
Right?
I love it.
Like,
In the midst
all
of
these men will
popping
come
pizza.
up to me and they're
Hey,
like,
Herb.
they're like,
Hey,
oh my
Herb.
goodness,
Hey,
and I'm
Herb.
just like, thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can do it too.
Yes.
Right? But are you willing to give up the alcohol? Are you
Yes.
willing to give up some of the things that you're doing right now?
Right.
So Sunday I had my best powerlifting meet ever. And I went to deadlift 671.
Okay,
Okay?
hold on for a second.
Yeah.
I
You
just
said,
gotta-
you said it so naturally.
Right.
Like I had an apple and I just.
I
you know.
just have to pause. Before you go on, if you can
Yes.
just throw out some of your records of weight.
Oh,
okay. So
okay.
your
My best squat so far was 540, bench 457. I've done 700 in my gym, but that doesn't count. So Sunday I just got 671, right?
for deadlift.
Yes, but here's what the moral to the story.
Yeah.
My kids, I was the bar almost never came up. I thought about my children, and that just gave me that extra power, and I
Wow.
lifted it, and I was like, oh yeah, baby, like the emotion. But that's part of my motivation.
Wow.
I just want my kids to know you can do anything. So I was like, Granville, you are not putting down that bar, and I thought about all of them, and I lifted it up.
How many kids do you have?
I have 6 kids, man.
Six.
Six.
Amazing.
Wow.
From grown-ups
And
to
what was the weight?
671
Okay,
pounds.
so 600 pounds per kid.
Yeah, right.
This is motivation.
25, 19, 9, 7, 3.5, and a 7-month-old
Oh
baby.
my goodness!
Holy
Congrats.
Congrats, man. Yeah,
a, little,
man.
a little kettlebell.
Yes,
A little
exactly,
kettlebell.
exactly.
Do any of your kids at all have the the
Pecs.
strive
Sorry,
to
I mean-
try to be like, I'm gonna beat my dad's goals. I'm gonna beat his.
Yeah.
I think the little ones, the
Yeah.
older ones used to work out. Now
Yeah.
they're not real. And some of their friends are like, you guys are crazy, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be going to, but training right now is not their thing. And I don't
Yes.
force anything on them.
For sure.
Do I want them to be healthier? Yes.
Yes.
But for now, they're not working out. But I think in time they will. But these little ones, I definitely, especially Micah's 7, Jordan's 9.
That's my son's name as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And Isaiah, the 3.5-year-old, oh my
Ooh,
God,
nice
this kid
name.
is 50 pounds at 3.5, solid.
Are you kidding me?
I think like he's just
50 pounds?
He's so much bigger than all the other 3-year-olds.
Wow.
It's
Crazy,
crazy.
yeah.
So they're gonna.
He's a kettlebell.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
a kettlebell.
And he comes to my gym and he's always lifting up my bells and stuff.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? So
Yeah.
he's watching. Oh,
He's
wow.
strong.
Okay,
so that's another thing as a dad.
So he's gonna break
you
your
wanna
records.
I
He's gonna
believe he
break
will.
your records.
Yes, and Micah and Jordan are very athletic. So the younger ones right now they're watching everything I do.
That's
so
You
crazy.
got to set that example.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Wow.
You know what I'll say this. I had a revelation once, a couple of years ago. You know, I was thinking about dreams for my kids.
Right.
I want them to live their dreams.
Yes.
And it came full circle. No
Right.
joke. God whispered it right in
Right.
my head, okay, for me to not miss it. And he said, if you want them to live their dreams, live your dream.
Yes.
That's the only way for them to do it
100%.
is for them to see it.
For sure.
They will live what they've seen that you
Yes,
do. There's
for
no
sure.
way to just for them.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to eat like crap, but they're going to be healthy.
Oh, yeah.
It's impossible.
Nope. They follow what we do.
Yeah.
Yes.
they-
Everything.
Yeah. So I say that's really cool that they get to see you do that.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I need a session with you.
Definitely.
I really do.
For sure.
I need, like, maybe this all, look, if for those watching, I got this little pillow behind me. It's nothing cute about this. This is propping me up right now because I'm hurting.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I cannot go forward the way that I have.
Right.
I need to change some things so that I
Definitely.
can change some things.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. Amazing. I'm hopeful.
Listen, good, man. I mean, you're going to be the student.
Ow!
Yeah. Speaking of students,
Yes.
it says here that you're a student of the Strong First system.
Yes.
Okay, can you explain what that is exactly? Because I've never heard of that
Strong
before.
First is a strength training school. So, you know, I owe a lot to Strong First. That's where I learned how to teach kettlebells correctly. That's where I learned about teaching the barbell. And, you know, I'm team leader for them also. And I've had the privilege of training people all throughout the world on kettlebells and barbell training. So I was one of those trainers back in the day that thought, oh, I know how to do everything. I was wrong. Wow. When I used to use kettlebells prior to Strong First, it was horrible. I see some old videos and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
But
The right
getting
information.
certified with them was the best thing. It just elevated me as a coach. It just put me so much farther than other people because for some reason in the 6, man, like people don't want to spend money, but you got to spend money to make money. Yes, the certification is not cheap, but the knowledge I've learned throughout the years,
Yeah.
oh man, that's why sometimes I'll see some things on Instagram and I'm just like, whoa, like I'm not knocking the trainer, but it's their clients I feel sorry for. I'm like, you poor people have no idea you're doing this totally wrong and you're going to hurt yourself,
Yep.
but you don't know because you don't know any better. But to me, if people are giving me the opportunity to make them better, you best believe I'm gonna take the best things to stand out,
Right.
and to make sure they get results. I can correct people on anything they're doing. Prior to Strong First, I might not have seen some of the things I see now. Was it a lot of money? Yes, but it doesn't matter if this is what I do for my life. And if I'm gonna train people and change their life, I'm gonna make sure I know what I'm doing. You know, being certified level 1, level 2 kettlebells, and then getting the barbell cert, you learn some things that you didn't know before, right? Strong First is a great system, and you know, I also teach their kettlebell course and the barbell, but I've gotten opportunities to go to places in the world where I never thought I'd be in Czech Republic.
Yes.
You know, England, Italy twice. Like I've gone to some places because of Strong First, and I've had the opportunity to go out in Canada and Edmonton and other places and teach 30, 40 trainers on how to use these things correctly. So
Right.
we're spreading the message.
I like that.
It's
man.
amazing.
It's great. If you want to learn technique and all
See,
that,
the right information is key.
It is.
It can be a difference maker.
Definitely.
We've been talking about this recently.
Right.
Access to the right information.
Yes.
You know, some have it, some don't.
Right.
When these fat dads, when the dad bods
Yes.
Yeah.
start to, surround you at Chuck E. Cheese. What a picture.
Yeah.
This is so
I know,
good.
yeah.
What do you tell them? If Herb comes up to you and says, I had a heart attack.
Right.
Right?
Mhm.
And I'm awake now.
Right.
I got to do something. I have to change some things.
Right.
What's some of the first things that you tell someone who?
Well, I'll be like, Herb, I'm drinking water. What is that you have in your glass? Not to say you can't drink beer, but I'm like, you have to make changes.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't drink as much. 2, start moving. Even if you start with just walking, but you cannot keep saying you don't have time.
Yeah.
How much TV do you watch?
Right.
Or how long are you on your phone or
Yes.
iPad? So I'm like, you do have time. You're just not making the right choices with your time. So I'll tell these men, start moving. Then do your research. And I'll say, don't go to the gym on your own. Find a class, or if you can afford a trainer, take that money and do your research and make sure they're a good trainer, but don't try to do it by yourself. Because if they did do it in the past, where did it get you? If it didn't get you far, take that investment in your health and get some help in the beginning, because there are great trainers out there and you can learn the proper technique. You can get on a proper program. But just to me, I always tell people, if pro athletes come to me and they don't want to work it on their own, a lot of people in general fitness should be coming to me too. I'm not saying that there is a small percentage of people who get results on their own,
Yes.
but there's a high percentage of
tough.
people who have no idea what they're doing in the gym.
It's true.
course.
Yes.
So, I know. I can say that on that sentiment. I
Right.
need a coach.
Yes.
I know I need a coach. That's kind of what's lacked the
I'm a
last
coach
20 years.
and I have a coach.
Yeah.
I used to make my own programs for powerlifting and I did very well. But I said, no, now I want someone else to take care of my program.
Yeah.
Alistair, shout out to Alistair.
Hey.
We work really good together. 'Cause I can make my own program,
Yeah.
but I'm like, no, now I'm going to have my coach. I believe every coach needs a coach.
Oh,
Yeah, I
of
agree.
course.
Everybody.
Yeah. Yes.
I have
I
business
agree.
coaches. I have my own powerlifting coach, even though I'm a coach. We all need coaching.
It's true.
And we all have to be coachable.
Right.
I suck at self-prescribing
Right.
workouts.
You're only going to do what you like or what you're good at or blah,
Yeah.
blah. Coaches are going to find out our weaknesses and make them become our strength. I used to hate squats.
that outside.
Now my squat is improved.
Now it's a world record.
Yes. And the thing about
Yeah.
it, what's
Yeah.
funny? Because sometimes I'll have a fixed mindset. Sunday I had a fixed mindset in my squat. The reason I'm going to tell you this, 540 was easy. I could have squatted 600, but I chose to be conservative. So we all have moments of weakness. And I set a second world record. I could have went for a third, but instead I'm like, no, I'll just save it for the bench. So I've never tested myself yet on the squat. I could admit that. 540 was easy. My goal, my vision board told me to go for 600, but Granville was like,
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying 540 was easy to brag. It's just 540 is, I should have went for at least
Vision
580,
board.
600.
Yeah.
I have
What do you mean when you say
I have
vision
a
board?
vision board. On my wall, I put the numbers that I want to achieve. I'll always put something way higher than what I'm supposed to. And whether I get it or not, I'm not going to put something... Well, I'm contradicting I was safe on the squat. Bench, I went for it in deadlift, but I'll put it out there. I'm like, I'm going to lift squat 600. I'm going to bench 500. I'm going to deadlift 705. Even though I only got 671... It's just 29 pounds away from 700. Now I'm in the off season. I'm going to work on my flexibility, mobility. And believe me, in my next meet, I'm squatting over 600, benching over 500, and deadlifting over 700.
What's the goal? Let's set the goal right now on the show.
I'm putting it out there.
Let's do it.
my
600 squat, 500 bench,
Bench.
and 710 deadlift. And this is all natural. I'm in a new age group in my
So
next
you're gonna-
meet, 45 to
Would you pass
49.
1,700 total with that?
My goal is, to get as close to 1,800 as possible.
Oh my goodness.
I want the all-time record.
Which is crazy.
I want to find out what it is and go for it, right? So these are big, hairy, audacious goals, but these are also realistic.
Wow, man.
Right? And you can get older. You can age and get stronger. I've gotten stronger every year. I started at 42. That was when I was a little younger. I'm 45 now, but I'm
You started
way
at 42.
stronger.
It's
You
crazy.
started at 42.
Powerlifting.
For
I've been
powerlifting.
lifting weights forever, but my first meet was just December 2016.
My
Yeah.
goodness.
Nuts, man.
Yeah.
Because that was going
His-
to be a question.
He was older than us. Yes, he started this
yeah.
endeavor.
It was going to be like, have you found as you gotten older that
Mm-hmm.
you have declined strength-wise? But it's the
No.
actual opposite.
But because I've gotten smarter. No
Right.
more training like a meathead.
Right.
Working on the mobility,
Yes.
working on flexibility, buying a book called Supple Leopard and doing all these things,
Supple
sitting on
Leopard.
a
Oh, I get it right
great
away.
book. You have to
Leopards
get it.
are amazing.
Right? Yes.
Okay.
And it teaches you about mobility. Lacrosse
Wow.
ball on my glutes for 5 minutes, little things like that.
Okay.
Getting bands and doing I work on
Wow.
mobility and flexibility, and my strength is going up. 10 years ago, would I have done that? No, I'd be like, oh, please, I don't need that. But you live and learn. 2 years ago, I was training, and it was on video. Oh, my goodness, it was ugly. My hamstring popped.
Like a Kevin Durant pop kind of thing?
Popped. Like I fell to the floor, tears coming down my eye. Christina might have been there. And I was training for a meet. So I had to pull out the meet and only do bench press. I couldn't squat or dead. The professionals that are in physio, and stuff, they heard the pop. Most other people didn't, but they're like, oh my gosh, I heard the pop. After that, I said, nah, man, mobility, flexibility, I got to work on that even more than my strength training. And since then, I've never got hurt again. So I take my mobility and flexibility seriously. I'm telling you, that book, Supple Leopard, the Joe DeFranco's warm-up, the Limber 11, I do all 11. Those things.
Okay,
and
amazing.
I'm getting the men who follow me and train with me to not think like meatheads and start doing the same thing.
This is
eradicating dad bods
honestly,
everywhere.
Yes. I'll tell you, this is
lessening sales of
amazing
beer.
to me. Absolutely. Let me ask you this: for someone that like Mike, obviously we heard of Mike's situation.
Right.
He's decrepit, but let's look about the person that is like. I mean,
look taking your liberties.
So I'll give you an example. My wife, she's kind of been discouraged by the gym.
Right.
Okay. She goes to the gym, but her back pain, shoulder pain, this pain, all these things that are happening.
Right.
She could be working out incorrectly right now. That's causing this, or she could be doing things that are triggering things. Right.
Right.
If there's someone like my wife who has, or even like myself, I have shoulder injury and stuff, would, for example, a session with you maybe kind of go over what not to do and what to do to avoid?
Yes, because I'm going to assess you first.
Okay.
And based on that assessment, I'm going to tell you what you need to do to strengthen yourself and to get rid of some of those things you have. But you have to get assessed so then we can figure out what's best for you.
So let's start off with
knowing your starting point.
Oh, for sure.
That's what it is.
So let's just walk this through right now. Someone just heard this podcast, just saw this.
Right.
They want to connect. How do they connect with you?
Well, they could go on Instagram, Granville Mayers, or at Athletic Leaders.
Yeah.
They could email me, granville@athleticleaders.com.
Okay.
Sorry, I would give you the website, but it got compromised at the moment.
Okay.
It is athleticleaders.com, but somebody hacked it. We're working on it.
Okay.
But yeah, just call me, text me.
We'll set up an
assessment, and we'll figure out where they should start and where they need to go.
Okay, that's amazing. I mean, that to me, it's like, again, knowing how to do it will set you on that right track.
For sure.
When I hear that you have been getting better as you're getting older, that's inspiration to me right now, man.
Goodness.
That's
I could still dunk.
Yeah.
I promised the world
that
on July 14th, my birthday, I'm going to do a dunking video. Now that I'm not powerlifting, I'll do it. I didn't want to jeopardize my meet, but I'm like, they're like, can you still windmill? I'm like, yes.
You're turning 45.
July 14th, I'll be 45.
Where?
And
Are you doing this anywhere?
My friends, some of them, they train with me, but they also have a membership at LA Fitness.
Yes.
So they got me a pass. I'm going to go and
That's
hopefully I don't break the rim. I'm sorry. And do my thing.
Break the rim. I heard you ripped the rim down.
I did. Oh my goodness. So, okay, I won't say where. I don't want to get in trouble, but wow, I felt like Shaquille O'Neal or Daryl Dawkins. I went up and I did a windmill and I'm coming down, but I'm like, this feels weird. Like I jumped high and I'm on my way down. I'm like, whoa.
I'm on my way down like this is slow-mo.
The rim is in my hand. Next thing I know, glass fell on top of my head, but it was a great feeling.
You didn't even realize
the kids went crazy, but this is back in the day where cell phones weren't really that big. Everybody went crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, I just broke a 10-foot rim.
Wow.
I felt like Shaq.
It came out in your
It was
hand.
just so powerful. The rim and everything. It just
Did you
came
land
down.
on your feet?
Yeah. It was crazy.
Wow, man. And we're going to get that happening July 14th.
Yes, it's going down. It was crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's still hope for me to slam.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I want to get back.
So if you're someone, like we just interviewed another individual, and he had a friend of his who said that he dreams of dunking.
Right.
And then he never dunks. He can't dunk, right? And I was laughing at that because, I mean, being 6'3", I can't even touch the rim.
Right.
Very, very, very sad to say I fall into a stereotype. But if you have someone like myself who says, man, I want to dunk, right? Would you be able to kind of guide someone in what they need to do to dunk?
Yes. Listen to this story. Josh Finley, 5'7", never played a sport in his life. After training with me for a year, the kettlebells and the plyometrics and different things we do, he dunked. 2-foot, 10-foot rim, alley. This kid never played a sport in his life. I'm telling you.
Are you kidding
after
me?
training, he dunked. Him and I in my gym have also done a 61-inch box jump. It's cool for me to do it, but it's cooler for someone who was never an athlete to be able to do
He's
a
a club
61-inch
promoter.
box jump. Club promoter that turned into a
Club
beast.
promoters don't do these
No,
things.
Goodness,
and he's
man.
5'7". He dunked a 10-foot rim, and he's done a 61-inch box jump.
What?
You know, I'm thinking of your business and how
Yeah.
I would sell your business in so many ways, man. Do you train kids as well?
Yes.
So what age do you start training kids?
You know, well, the youngest kid we have right now is 10. Kids are obviously, they're not going to lift weights or anything, but
Right.
they can do speed work. They
Yeah.
can do body
Core.
weight stuff.
Yeah.
Sports
Get
specific
the
things.
coordination for their sports.
Yes.
Definitely.
So do you have a kids program, or is it like kids come into
Kids
the,
come in, but we're going to officially launch a kids program too.
That's
'cause
amazing.
I used to
man.
work when I first started with a lot of hockey teams and basketball teams and things like
That's
that.
what I was gonna ask, if
so
you're
it's
doing- if
time
you're
to
doing
get
teamwork.
back into that.
Yeah, are you training teams right now? Are
Not
you
right
design-
now, but
yeah.
it's in the mix. Like, if there's teams out there that need a strength coach or strength and conditioning, I'm available.
Yeah, that's
Right?
amazing.
Wow.
That's exactly what
I just reunited with, this is crazy, a kid. Well, he's a man now. Aaron Atwell. He played for the Toronto Marlies like 15 years ago. I trained him, got him faster, did his speed work. Now he came back as a 28-year-old man. He's playing pro hockey in the state, and I'm training with him again. So he's like, I had to come to the best place where I get results. So
Nice.
like 15 years later, I'm like, wow, this guy's like 28 now, and we're training. So I have 8 weeks to get him back for his hockey season. But yeah, it's so cool when you
That's
reunite
super
with people
cool.
that used to train with you.
From 13.
Yeah.
right?
Amazing.
Exactly.
From a kid.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, Christina.
Okay,
I mean,
who else wants to trade?
Yeah,
You down?
yeah, and this is because by the way, like I mean, I know Kyle and obviously
Yes.
yourself and Nathaniel. These guys are all
They've all come to my gym. They've all
Yeah.
trained. Nathaniel's in my kettlebell video. He's taking a kettlebell course.
Is he, eh?
Yeah, Kyle too.
Yeah.
Good.
Man.
Kettlebells.
So look,
I'm telling you.
I mean, I think right now we have a very clear path, Mike, of
Yes.
how first of all we're going to get you out of the Xavier X chair, okay, to get you mobile again. I think what you've done right now, and what's amazing is I'm generally a self-motivating guy. I
Right.
can motivate myself. I can get up. I can do this, but.
Right.
Just by talking to you, man, I mean, right now I'm having these visions of trying to dunk.
Nice.
I mean, setting up goals and stuff. I mean, I wanna do some definite,
sure.
some maneuvering in my life right,
Right.
now of just changing some stuff to
Nice.
set the pace for the next 10 years.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I'm
Yeah.
really, really thankful, man, that you came down here today
I
to
appreciate
connect
it.
that. I mean, I think we can do more series with this. And I also encourage you to really flesh out that YouTube channel some
sure.
more because, man, I think you could change more lives right now.
And that's what I want. The point of that star video too was like, it wasn't in my cards to go to the NFL. Did I have the talent? Yeah, I ran a 4.2. All the numbers that they wanted, I was that guy.
Right.
But I wasn't supposed to make the NFL. Me changing thousands of people's lives brings me joy. I had a lady, my friend Hyson. She lost over 200 pounds with me.
What?
I don't want to say we cured diabetes, but she came off her meds, things like that. Another man named Joe lost over 100 pounds. One of my current clients, Jim, he's lost over 100 pounds. Like, this stuff brings me joy.
Yeah.
These people had no hope. And then sky's the limit. Another thing my students love about me, I'll tell them what books to read. I buy books for people, and I'll just give you a book. If I think this book could help you in your life, I'm going to buy it and just give you a book and say, read this.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, how much? I'm like, no. Just read it. Don't waste my money by not reading it, but
It's an
this is for
investment.
you. Like,
Yes.
I buy people books. They come to me for life advice, everything. Like, Athletic Leaders, my company, is more than a gym. Like, it's family. Like, I'm telling you, like, people look at me and they would never think, oh, that guy cares about people and this and that. I'm like, don't
Yeah.
judge a book. But
Yes, yes.
I really do. Everybody who walks in my door, I want the best for you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
amazing. It's
definitely.
amazing.
What a message, eh?
Oh, man.
What a
I'm
message.
going to ask you.
Sure.
You meet my wife, and my wife says, I don't want to push weight. I don't want to be muscular like
Right.
you. I want to keep a feminine build.
Right.
And last time she joined a CrossFit with me,
Right.
they really quickly had her squat.
Right.
They never looked at her squat.
Right.
They waited.
Right.
They put weight on a rack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she obviously never did it, and she
Right.
got injured.
We're not
on
going
the
to do
foot.
that.
Okay, so
We're
for her,
Wow.
her mind is like, what the hell? Like, I'm never gonna touch weights.
Right. I'll tell her, listen, no, first, we're going to assess you. We need to know where you're at. And maybe you're going to start with the body weight, or you're just going to have a light kettlebell in the front. But I'm not going to or my staff, we're not going to let you do things you're not ready for. And that's why you have to get assessed first. And also, people will look at my videos and they're like, oh my God. I'm like, listen, that's Granville Mayers training. You're not going to train like that. Don't be intimidated. My gym's not a powerlifting gym. We're a transformation gym. I'm a power lifter.
Yes.
That's separate. But like, if you want to power lift, I'll put you on a program. But don't be afraid. We have 40-year-old moms who weigh like 120, but they could deadlift 315.
Wow.
And when they started, they couldn't do that.
That's
I have
beast.
40,
Just so you know,
41-year-old
mode.
Yeah,
that is
like,
crazy.
Tiny
Almost
women,
3 times their weight.
3 times body. Like a girl, Natasha, she came to me. She just wanted to get in shape. So not only did she get in shape, one, she got certified with Strong first. Then she started powerlifting, and she won. Daniela's one of my trainers. She's gonna get mad at me. I won't say her age, but we're the same age. Okay. She also went in. Right? I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Powerlifting meets and killed it. These are women that weigh 120, but they deadlift over 300, squat over 200, and benching like 120 to 135. Female, all natural. All look like females. Nobody's bulky.
Yes.
Don't think you're gonna just lift weights and get bulky. It's how you eat.
Yes.
The bulk comes from the bad food. So I tell a lot of women, don't be afraid to lift weights. We have so many women that were, in the beginning, they said, oh, I never want to touch a weight. And now they love it. And they are not looking manly or anything. They still look feminine.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You hear that, wife? Okay, sorry. Delete that. Can we delete that quick? Okay. Delete it.
Yeah, I will. No, I won't. Let's do one more shout out. If you just want to, one more time, throw it out there for anyone looking to find you.
Sure.
Name of your club.
Athletic Leaders.
And
Granville Mayers on Instagram or at Athletic Leaders.
And Granville spelled Granville.
Yes.
Mayers, Mayers.
You got it right.
there you go, man.
Yes.
Granville, thank you so much for coming down.
Thank you.
I'm excited right now.
I want to go there right now.
I want to just start just working out, man.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I want to see you recover, Mike.
Yes, dude.
I want to see it. Let's do it, man.
Yep.
Let's do it. I'm seriously. This is not words.
Yeah.
I'm pumped right now, man.
Me too, and thank you for having me.
And I'm really happy. And I definitely gonna throw this out. We're gonna be doing some more part 2s here because I think we can flesh out more. Thanks so much, man.
Thank you.
All right, Granville.
Okay.
Amazing, brother.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much for coming.
Thank you.
Listen to this episode on iTunes and Spotify. Make sure to drop by next week. And don't forget to subscribe.
Let's go!
It's time to give a shout out to our sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by Sentinel Security Plus. For all your premium security needs, visit SentinelSecurityPlus.com.
And The Substance Group for all your integrated marketing solutions. Visit TheSubstanceGroup.com.